Hello, my name is Michaela Bauer, and I am presenting over Understanding My Community, which is Oakley, Kansas. I teach 5th through 12th grade, but because my district is a small 2A school district, we are all pre-K through 12 on one campus. So, customs and traditions. Athletics is a major deal of my community. It's small towns, so sometimes it seems a little obsessive. Close groups of, and people like small towns, they form groups of people very quickly. Also, FFA, 4-H, we are a big agriculture community, so we have lots of farmers have cattle. They grow crops of wheat, corn, milo, and even hayfield. There are multiple grades and ages intermixed as all of our buildings are on the same campus. We're kind of like one big unit. There are very small classes. The average graduation class has, around 40 kids in it. When traveling to sports and bus rides are typically over an hour, and when we travel by charter, which I included a picture of our charter bus here. Homecoming is a huge deal. We have multiple events, so we'll have a jersey auction, a bonfire, a parade, the football game, and then of course the school dance. Prom as well is a big deal. They'll have pictures, a red carpet, a promenade. They have actually like dinner servers where the servers come out and they do a dance and they serve dinner. And then, there's the actual dance followed by after prom. I think this is the coolest thing. It's Palace Community Theater. It's this picture down here in the bottom left. It's actually student ran. So as in their senior year, the students can enter and qualify to be in this class we call it Palace, and they have to actually learn how to run and maintain our theater in town. Another thing is we have Monument Rocks, and Little Jerusalem. Little Jerusalem is the newest Kansas State Park, but this is a picture of Monument Rocks. We also have the light parade and fireworks, which happens around Thanksgiving, and then we have the little kids Easter egg hunt, which involves the town. Some characteristics and demographics of Oakley. So our education, 80% of our town has their high school diploma or GED, but only about 20% has a bachelor's degree or higher. This was according to the 2022 we did the U.S. Census. The age breakdown at our school is 196 kids K through 4, 129 5 through 8, and 127 in high school. So that equals up to a total of 452 kids. That comes from a school data spreadsheet I got from my superintendent. The gender was about evenly split. Occupations, most of them are blue collar. Very few are white collar. We've got a lot of farmers and ranchers and people who work for big cattle and feedlots, or they work for grain elevators or spray rigs or very agricultural based. When I say we have a few white collar jobs, that would be like people who work at the bank or they own a business in town. Nationalities, now this is broken up from the U.S. Census. 95% is white, while the other 5% is made up of Hispanic, Black, and Asian. Religion is predominantly Catholic, then it's followed by non-denominational, Baptist, Lutheran, and then other. I kind of got that data just from what my students kind of thought. They kind of helped me with this assignment. So, community channels. So how we communicate from school is via our website, and then we have a Facebook page and all school email, an email, and then all school announcements. Our Facebook page is practically where everything is posted. Now our community does the same thing. They do have business pages, but most all communicate via Facebook. That is the fastest and easiest way is to get a hold of the Facebook page. There's emails and promotional billboards as well. The coolest thing I have found since living here is we have this Facebook group called Discover Oakley. It's a page anyone in the United States can like, and what it is it's someone in our town, I know who runs the Facebook page, and they share everything. So if a business is having a sale or the business has offering a new product, they'll share it. Stuff happens up at the school, they share it. There's a sale going on at the feedlot, they'll share it. Everything is shared. Anything that is happening in or around the town of Oakley or Logan County that puts it on their Facebook page, this page shares it as well, so everybody in the community can be informed. Community groups. So we have our athletic groups, co-curriculars, fine arts. We have our student and families attend local churches and youth groups. We have our helping hands is one of them. One of the churches, they provide school supplies for all of the students. The PTO, we have a PTO, but it's primarily in the elementary. Tons of staff members are a part of local boards and organizations. We have the Phi Beta Kappa, which does book distribution for the city, the school. We have the Shriners and Freemasons. They help also pay for, needs of kids. They'll, like, for instance, if we have students who can't afford glasses, they've paid for those. We have the Logan County Community Foundation, which is a bigger part of the Dane G. Hansen Community Foundation. And so it's a way of providing scholarships and grants for local things in our community. And then we have the Ministerial Alliance, which is another religious group, but they really work for what's called God's Food Pantry, which is our food bank. I've included a couple of churches. We've got like 9 churches in town. Blows my mind. And then we've got our local museum and library, and then our city building. Leadership. So at the school, we have a superintendent, board members, school administration, athletics director, some department heads, school sport coaches, activity sponsors, and then our IT person. Through the community, the churches have their own communities. We have a local foundation, Logan County Community Foundation. We have our city council, which is made up of a mayor, board members, and they have local committees. The local committees and groups are broken down by throughout. So I've included, actually, this is our current city council for Oakley. So economic conditions. So talking about the public school, it's completely funded by the state, federal, and local government. Our Catholic school is independently funded by parents and donors. Our Catholic school only goes pre-K through 5th grade. So after 5th grade, students either come over to the public school or they have to commute about 25 miles to the next closest private Catholic school. Most, just 99%, end up coming to the public school after. Oakley Public Schools is in need of a massive bond overhaul. Our schools are falling apart at the seams, and we are in the process of trying to get a bond passed. Community stats, I found this is on the U.S. Census. The average rent is about $756. The mean mortgage is about a little over $1,000. The average population, I didn't mean to put that number sign, but there's about 2,705 people in the entire county, but there's only about 1,300 households. Political instructors, so again, we're funded, the school is funded through the state, local government, they're tax exempt. The government, the local government, there's meetings for the city council at 7 p.m. on the first and third Monday. There's a mayor and 5 council members. I put the motto of the council. Some of the departments I found out, we have administration, the municipal airports, parks and facilities, police, landfill and recycling, street, fire, volunteer, water, and waste. So, social tensions. So some of the social tensions that I have picked up in the time being here is there's quite a bit of racial tensions. So if you think about there's a community that's made up of 95% white people, think about the 5% and how that might feel. State and government is looking towards moving towards a voucher system. I'm not quite sure where that bill is at in the process. Personally, I am against the voucher system, with us being mostly public schools out where I am. The voucher system would absolutely kill our funding. So I'm not quite sure. I need to check out where that bill is. But, and other things is Oakley is a very poor town. We struggle to raise the funds needed because it is considered a low socioeconomic. Community efforts. So I did talk to my superintendent and some other community members about this page. So for our school, the last time a bond issue was passed was in 1960. And that's what built our new elementary that we have. New 1960. We have tried to do, I think since then, 4 or 5 bonds, and they have all failed. The most recent one was to get a new gym, and that failed in 2018-19. Now, the only successful thing we have had for the school is there was a brand new elementary playground put in last summer, summer of 2021, and that was all completely fundraised by our students. Pretty phenomenal. It was well over $1 million or 900,000, something like that, and our students fundraised most, if not all, of that money and applied for grants, which is phenomenal. Now, community-wise, one of the last bonds passed for our community was also 1961, where they worked on streets, sewers, water. There was the hospital was built in 1976. We did add a rehab center around 2012. Our Annie Oakley pool was updated in 2021, which I have attached a picture here. Our community campaign is currently going on since to do a community center, and a grant is in the works for a new hospital. Fingers crossed that passes. I attached stuff down here about the new hospital. So power structures. So in the small town, the biggest things that make everything are your names. If you have a name, you're going somewhere in a small town. People with money, they get what they want in a small town. People with land and farm, they get what they want in a small town. A lot of people who think they are up and coming in a small town, they also participate at the country club. Some of our biggest businesses are Oakley Ag Center, which is Case IH, and then American Implement, which is John Deere. These businesses definitely try and fight for who can do more for the school and try and donate and, kind of show clout, I guess. But, really in the end, they do help our school massively, and I am massively appreciative of what they have done for our students. So multicultural issues, I talked again about, we are a impoverished town, low income, but one of the strengths is the agricultural community. And, the agriculture community has helped support our school countless times, not only our own ag program, but sponsoring home games where they take care of the fees for everyone to get into the game that night. They just pay for everyone. So they do some phenomenal things for our school. Public opinion, with the community is older, and with the mindset that if it worked for me, it can work for them. We really struggle to pass bond issues. They don't want to pay an increased tax, which I get it. I totally get it. But it's hard when we don't even have working heaters and ACs, and sometimes our doors don't even lock, and our desks, some of them are original still from 1970. And the buildings and facilities need updated. My superintendent is trying his hardest to get a bond passed, and it's just our community doesn't want to get behind it. And some things I've thought about doing is, bringing them in and being like, okay, yeah, this was great in 1960, this was great in 1950, but this is 2023, we need to have heaters, we need to have AC units, we can't just open windows and doors and make it work. And one of the biggest thing is, again, the agricultural community has really tried to support the school to help do whatever they can to maintain it. Weaknesses, I would say our strengths were our customs and traditions. Our weaknesses was the multicultural issues, the community overcoming poverty. And this is another picture of Monument Rocks that I talked about earlier. Here's my references and my standard correlations. So I was able to demonstrate this standard by understanding the correlations by learning more about the community and the quirks associated with the community members. I was better able to address the knowledge I am able to apply, learning about my community and how to best promote the success and well-being of all my students and adults. Knowing the family unit structures of our community will help better educate the staff on what they can do to support the strengths of our students. Relevancy, this assignment was relevant to my learning as I was better able to understand the community that I teach in. I was better educated in the social economics of the average student in the business that helps to support our school and community. Personal reflection, this assignment has really made me realize more about my town, just a little bit about the businesses who have made a massive difference in supporting our school, and learning what specialties we need to help to provide for our students. In this time, I've also learned about the history, some traditions, and what I like to call quirks about Oakley. And honestly, it's small town, but I wouldn't change it. I love teaching at Oakley. I love my students. I love the staff that I work with, and I just absolutely love the community. So, thank you so much.